Am I the asshole for refusing to get a second job? My husband and I both started our own business 20 years ago. They were moderately successful in that we weren't rich, but our financial needs have always been met up until the last 5 years. My husband's business is what most would consider a luxury service. When times are rough, people do without said service. My husband tried several things to keep his business afloat, including taking out some loans and made some bad investments that have left us in not the best financial state. At this point, it costs more to operate his business than he is profiting from it. Now, I totally understand that this is something that is upsetting to him. This business was his dream, and you just can't let go of that mentally in a snap, especially not after 20 years. That's understandable. I have been very supportive and let him vent. I have encouraged him to go to therapy, though he has turned me down. I want to be as sensitive as possible. I wish my business were enough to keep us afloat until he was ready to figure out what he wanted to do next. So they had two businesses, and she has one and he has one, and his didn't work. Okay. Unfortunately, with all the bills we have, can't afford for him to sit around and do nothing. Neither of us went to college, which does mean his options are limited. Going back to school isn't financially possible right now, nor does he want to do that. I wouldn't want to do it either. He'd have to have a boss, potentially work weekends and weird hours, all the things you get to avoid when you have your own business of 20 years. I get why this isn't appealing to him, but unfortunately, it's what he has to do. I mean, yeah, if he's sitting around all day, you got to go to work, buddy. Might not be your own business, but you got to bring in some money, okay? My husband has really pushed back on getting a new job. How you going to push back when your business didn't work and you need to bring in some more money? Like, where's the pushback? Adulting is what that's called. Okay. I've tried to be sympathetic. There's no sympathy. I've tried to be as sympathetic as possible, but again, we can't afford for him to sit around all day. That's right. You're able-bodied, and there's no sympathy. You need to get up and go somewhere else and work. DoorDash it if you have to. I mean, I don't know. We talked about it several times. I show sympathy and empathy. I, again, tell him to seek therapy. It always ends in an argument where I'm told I'm being unreasonable. How is she being unreasonable for expecting her grown husband to continue to find ways to add income to the household to help pay the bills that he seemed to help create because he went into debt and made some bad investments, right? Yeah, that's what they say. So you helped create some of this. So you need to help get us out of it, buddy. I don't understand. The other day, my sister-in-law, his brother's wife, came over to talk to me. She spoke to me as if I were 5 years old and said I needed to give him a break. She said that I can't expect him to go back to having a boss after 20 years. She suggested that I get a second job. This is me grabbing my pearls. That I get a second job. So, first of all, why are you in my business, sister-in-law? Let me fix myself. Why are you in our business? Why am I getting a stern talking to and told to go get another job while my husband, who's able-bodied, not disabled, able-bodied, just chooses not to work because he's depressed? I understand the depression part. I'd be depressed too. But you still got to go out and do something. You can't just sit home and just sit home while I go work two jobs. No. And why is she telling me this? Did he recruit her to go and tell? Like, come on, buddy. Buddy is the name I'm calling him. Come on now, buddy. This ain't right. Ugh. With the hours I work, I never get to see our kids or husband at this point. Right. I don't even want to see him after that. I said I'm not going to do that. If my business went under, of course, I'd go and get a different job. But it is unreasonable for everyone to expect me to work all these hours when my husband does nothing. His help with the housework and the kids has dropped since he had closed the business. So I doubt me working would change that. So I'd be working 7 days a week. Plus, she's going to have 15 jobs. She's going to work all day. She's going to go to a second job. And then she's going to come home to the job of husband. Then she's going to come home to the job of kids. Then she's going to come home probably to the job of cooking and cleaning. So she gonna get burnt out because he don't want to go work? Yeah, no. My sister-in-law just keeps. First of all, sister-in-law need to go mind. She need to go mind your business. You're not even related to him. Go mind your business. Keeps telling me that this is a sacrifice I should be making, and that I am being unreasonable. No, the husband should be making the sacrifice because she's already working. Now I can see if he went under and maybe he was going to, if she didn't work or something like that, and maybe he was going to work, but he said it's not enough and, he needed her to chip in. Okay, do that. But she already doing her part. He need to step it up and do his. Ain't no that, I understand depression hits everybody differently, but come on, sir. Come on now. Everyone else seems to agree. Who is everyone else? Everyone else need to mind their business, including my husband. He need to mind his own business and go get a job. I feel insane. You're not insane, sis. Am I the asshole for not wanting to get a second job and expecting him to get one? No. He is.